Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of HD Philosophy Plays Elden Ring DLC, featuring Darth Vader.
Join us.
We're going to do some hunting today of some dragons, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about what's on my mind today. Last time there was a lot of virtue on my mind. For some reason, that hasn't changed today. A lot of developing one's character from the bottom up, where in the Confucian way, it's like you learn, you gain knowledge, you gain insight, and then you move from that concrete knowledge that you gain into eventually like applying it, and then all the way at the top, especially if it's like a intellectual virtue or a moral virtue, it becomes about who you're going to be at the end of the day. It's like, why do you need to learn? Well, you need to learn in order to be freer as an individual. A lot of people think like, well, I'm just being indoctrinated by the things that people need to teach me. And in a certain way, I can understand that argument, all right? Because there's so much knowledge out there in the world that what the teacher is deciding to present, in a way, is what that teacher has decided is more important than other forms of knowledge. You know, that's why states have specific codes and standards that people need to meet. That way it at least brings the chaos into some kind of order. But I think like nowadays, what we're losing is that foundational knowledge that is like a cross culture that everybody needs, you know? And we used to have a pretty good idea of what that was: reading, writing, arithmetic, you know? Now, me personally, as a philosopher, I believe it goes even deeper than that. You know, I'm a very big fan of Aristotle, who said, if you're going to be virtuous, you need to cultivate both the intellectual and the moral virtues. You know, and he split up the intellectual virtues pretty much the way you see academia split up. You know, but the moral virtues, that's obviously the things I focus on, because that's my favorite thing in philosophy is ethics. So what I noticed, though, is that nowadays people are getting lost in this individualism, where it's like, no, the kids, they can find themselves. And I saw this during COVID, and I thought it was the biggest BS at that time. I was legitimately in a teacher meeting where one of the individuals was like, do they really need to know Euclidean geometry? I mean, they're learning real lessons right now. And this is during COVID when they were being sent home, right? Because obviously it was a pandemic. And so this individual is like, what does it matter at the end of the day if they know Euclidean geometry? This is a math teacher, by the way. You know, they're getting real life lessons here.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
No, they're not. They're staying at home on their Xboxes and their PlayStations and on TikTok and stuff like that. They aren't learning a thing. In fact, what academia is doing is shooting itself in the foot right now, because the one thing academia had was, the reason you folks are here is because education is important. And during COVID, well, they threw education out with the students, you know? So that's this concept that who they are is good enough. And I've always hated that idea. Maybe it's because my first love of philosophy was Eastern philosophy, and Eastern philosophy starts at a very firm foundation of like hard work and foundational concrete knowledge, and then you work from there. But it's always a virtue-centrist approach, especially in a Confucian model. The approach is always to be the best individual you can be, and you only attain that both through the intellectual and the moral virtues. And maybe it's a little bit of the Platonic in me, right? Through knowledge, you earn freedom, you know? My students in middle school love the fact that I first day asked them, why are you folks here? Why do you think you're here? And a lot of them were like, well, we have to be, you know? And I was like, no, you're here so that way when you graduate, you have some modicum of freedom, because knowledge is freedom. That power that they talk about with knowledge is absolute freedom. When I take my car to the mechanic shop, I am at the mercy of that mechanic. I'm at the mercy of his decisions right there. Why? Because I don't have his knowledge right there. Knowledge is freedom. And more in just the practical sense, if that wasn't enough for you, knowledge allows you to move from your own autonomy.
Is it possible to learn this power?
It allows you to recognize, oh, what is that? It's that Stoic concept in prosicus or prosicus or something like that. it's an understanding of who you are in the moment. It's like a very comprehensive, not comprehensive. It's a very streamlined way of saying know thyself. You know, it's the concept of being aware of who you are, so that way you can identify what hurts and what hinders you, or what allows you to succeed, or what takes you over, or things like that. You know. So knowledge has a way of freeing you because it allows you to make free decisions away from mere hate, mere passion, or mere love, or mere appetites, you know? That's the Platonic way right there. So that's the Platonic conception of freedom. The more you learn, the more free of an individual you are, because you don't have to rely on so many others' knowledge basis or conceptions of knowledge. But anyway, I actually didn't expect that to be that long. But we are going to hunt this dragon. I did make some changes. You know, I played the entire other game, Elden Ring, with Rivers of Blood. We're at home right now. We're using the Hand of Melania right now.
Your strength, extraordinary.
I just got caught up in it. I like that he's fighting the other person. This allows me to get in some hits, right? Oof. I'm trying to hit this one. Oof. Try not to be in the way. Oh, he's on me. He's on me. Ouch. All right, that dance doesn't work as well as I thought. So let me try not to abuse that right there, because that's not going to work as well as we hope. Yeah, get on that horse. Go. So I can get there in time. Yes. No, that one shot me. Man, the other guy's just gonna blaze me. Alright, so what I gotta do is, I gotta kill the other one first. That's so frustrating because they're fighting each other, but then they clearly start ignoring each other, and the other one just stands far away and does something that will only affect me and not affect the other one anymore. Which, kind of blows. He is. There we go.
A warrior true, if ever one there was. A fellow Drake warrior. Egon. Piteous Egon. Do you not remember? Conjure your past, how once you were, when fear was yet foreign to you.
Jeez. Take it easy, man.
Drake warrior, grant me this one word. Take this finger, my finger, scale the jagged peak, face
Bail the dread.
And when you do, summon me. Summon my soul. My limbs are limbs no more. My heart is but a Drake warrior, and my soul yet lies on the mountain.
Egon.
Proud scale, summon me.
Cinesax. Crazy. I just went through all of my stuff right there. These AoEs are freaking crazy. Yeah, the AoEs are nuts. Is it what? Is it a hit and run or something? Seems kind of boring, though. I mean, if you're gonna just keep AoEing like where I'm standing, then why stay there, you know? Play motion. Oh, shoot! I guess when you want order, the one thing he changes up will inevitably kill you, I guess. I don't like that he's right next to that wall. Let's line him up this way. All right, so at least I get a long run. That's gonna kill. Okay. Okay. Woo, I recovered, everyone. I recovered. There we go. Just Dragon Graveyard, huh? There we go. All right, here we are, everyone. Oh, he's gnarly looking. Whoa, he's crazy. I'm gonna have to get out of the way. Yep, I knew it. Oof. Whoa! Oh, there that goes. Okay. Oh, bail. And I'm not doing a lot of damage at all. But how the heck do I summon that other guy? Oh my god, that was weird. Whoa! Grab. That'll kill me. Some of the scale you will be, foul dragon.
Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will riddle with holes your rotten hide. With a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.
Wow. Not okay. Oof. I tried to get away. No.
Holds your rotten hide. With a hail of harpoons. harpoons! With every last drop of my being!
Bring him to me.
Got him! Oh, we got him, everyone. Took the Mimic, took Bale, took so many to get that.
Bale! You shall haunt me no longer.
Amen. You shall haunt me no longer. Oh my God. But again, I don't feel like I won that. See, that's the problem. I don't feel like I won that right there. What happened was I got the fortuitous set of attacks. I got the fortuitous set where I was able to knock him down and keep doing damage. And then when he went into the second form, he was like a little bit below half life, and he never took to the air and did that swipe. So it's like, I don't feel like I won. And that's what the difficulty and this kind of difficulty does in this game, you know? So I don't get her blessings either anymore, huh? Yikes. So where to next?
Hello again. Did you meet my compatriot? They're quite the congregation. From places as far and wide as you can imagine. Doubtless it'd have all come to blows at first glance. Were it not for the charm kindly Mikula put upon us, this is what allows us to serve together. The work of a living god. Wondering about the horn centaur? True enough. In any other circumstance, he'd be at our throat. Long ago, Queen Marika commanded Sir Messmer to purge the tower folk, a cleansing by fire. It's no wonder the Hornsent holds the Erdtree in contempt. That aside, man is by nature a creature of conquest. And in this regard, the tower folk are no different. They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war, but it's still a wretched shame.
See, there's actually a lot of insight to that right there, because as she put it, man is a beast of conquest. I don't think she said beast, but it's always like we are beings of conquest. I like to say we're beasts of burden. You find your worth, you find your meaning in trying to tackle or shoulder the most difficult responsibility you can. Because often what a responsibility is, if you look out into the world, a responsibility is an area that is in need of desperate repair. And it's like, are you capable of being the one to fix it? Those are the kind of goals that end up shouldering or harnessing meaning itself, you know? And I think it's because as mankind, we are naturally suited to conquest. We see conquest nowadays as a negative thing. And in some areas, conquest for the sake of conquest, it is. But it's embedded in us, this need to find a goal and beat it. Find a goal and overcome it. We are beings of burden. We are beasts of burden. So what she said there, that's a lot of insight into what we watch. I mean, think about when we go to the movie theaters. Like, what are we doing? We're all like coming together in this ritualistic fashion to block off everything from the outside world and hyper focus on whatever is on the screen. And that gets 100% of our attention. It's like that movie is everything. That's why I love the movies. It blacks out everything. And obviously I don't have the money to duplicate that here. But even if I was able to duplicate that here, I still don't think it would satisfy what the movie theater satisfies. Because I am going to a place where with a bunch of strangers and we're all sharing an experience. The one that made this most clear for me was the Super Mario Brothers. When I watched the Super Mario Brothers and I took my kids, I even took my father, you know? It was so amazing when there were little hints out there, like Mario playing Kid Icarus, for example. That was just amazing. But what was even better about it is when I laughed at that, somebody else was laughing at it at the same time. And I knew that individual understood the Kid Icarus reference. And in that moment, we were sharing something uniquely human. We were sharing something together right there. And that's what the movie theater allows. So, specifically what this individual was saying, what we watch in movies is the hero overcome the villain. It's the being overcome the situation, shoulder the responsibility, no matter how monumentous the challenge seems. He goes out and he fights, and we cheer that on. We get up and we applaud, you know? And it's like, it's not just America. These movies do well overseas. It speaks to something universal because it's speaking to something uniquely human, because we are beings of conquest. We are beasts of burden. So if my grandkids are watching, find the areas that are in most need of repair and shoulder that responsibility. And if you don't have the ability to shoulder yet, then go out into the world and become somebody competent enough to shoulder those burdens, to shoulder those responsibilities. Because in that way, at the end of your life, you can look at everything you shouldered, all the conquests, and you can ask yourself, was I a net benefit to this world? Is the world a better place because I lived in it? You know, that's something just so lost nowadays. The question at the end of the day, which used to be the one I would ask myself when I thought about sitting around the table of my forefathers. Yes, I'm a knight through and through. When I was a kid and I went into the mainland to get my philosophy degree, when I shouldered that responsibility to take my young kids and my wife out of the Hawaiian Islands to a place they've never been before, is because I saw in philosophy I could be an educator that could change lives. I shouldered that responsibility, and then I came back here. I noticed an area that was in desperate need because we needed good teachers, and I'm a good teacher, you know? And so at the end of my life, when I die and I go to heaven and I'm sitting around the table of my forefathers, I can hold my head up high, you know? That's kind of the same question. At the end of your life, what would you have accomplished? What will you have accomplished? Will you be somebody who the world is a much better place because of or in spite of, you know? And in that same way, will you be able to look around at those who came before you, who sacrificed for you to be there? And will you be able to hold your head up high? The life you lived before death's door, before St. Peter's gate, you will have to rue what you sowed. Will you be stricken with guilt? Or will you be able to look back on your life? Because you're not going to be able to lie to anybody in that moment. You're not going to be able to lie to yourself in that moment. Will you be able to look back on your life and see something as positive? Were you positive? Were you a net positive to this world? That's right. I mean, it just looks so sick, so I gotta use it. And I know for those out there, that is not Darth Vader's fighting style. That's closer to Yoda's. But hey, you know, it still looks cool as hell. Just hit the bear to piss him off and then keep going, right? Oh, we know. What is this? Looks to me like we got a boss battle. I accept that. Oh, interesting. Was that a butt bounce or something? Oh, shoot. That's a... Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I'm just gonna do it again. Way too long. Oh, yeah. Ralva. Mm-hmm. Tried. What do we have in here? Church of the Crusade.
Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death.
Is that a fact?
In the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
You would be wise to surrender.
How's that for it? Not what I did at all. Thank you. Oh, now you want to fight, huh? Yeah, now you want to fight. Nope. Crusader insignia, huh? And yet, I did. All right, real quick. I want to hear your folks' favorite Darth Vader moment. Put them in the comment section. Surprise me. Like, obviously, you folks heard my favorites before, but I want to hear your folks' favorites. That's how you deal with them. So there you all have it. Pretty good playthrough. You know, we beat both dragons. Wow, what a boss battle Baal was, though. I did not enjoy that right there, and you all saw why. But, you know, got through the Death Knight as well. So a pretty good productive day today. A wide open map on the northern side. that we get to explore next time with Lord Vader. And as usual, take some time with the classics because they will awaken the hidden dragon within all of you, and I'll see you next time.